All right, Karthik, we're live.
Hi, yeah,
How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Good. And how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, didn't do much. I just stayed with the kids here. How about yours?
Yeah, it was pretty easygoing.
Yeah,
I didn't do much either. So I was originally thinking about going somewhere, but then I decided to not do anything, just stay around,
yeah, no, I
which
know.
was, which was
With all,
pretty nice.
yeah, sometimes it's good with all the new variants of virus floating around. So it's probably better to stay put and spend time at home. That's
I think we should probably talk about what it means for the markets when we get to your section.
of course.
Uh, let's welcome everybody. Welcome everyone to another weekly squeeze session. Your host E.O.Breakers and Karthik. Every week we review the our weekly trading plan, what we're seeing in the upcoming week, possible trade scenarios, and economic calendar. We look at crypto, we look at stocks and options, indices, and then see if there are opportunities that present an edge for us, right? Those are the only trades we would consider taking if we had an edge and there's good risk reward. And then, if you take some trades, you want to also have some fun around it. I was thinking, Karthik, we would again start with crypto because I see Bitcoin is moving. It's good news. It's typically if Bitcoin moves, it also is an early indication for the stock market too lately. So
Yeah.
if Bitcoin moves to the positive, and the market also moves to the positive. So we'll see if that's gonna hold through tomorrow. Before I dive into crypto, anything else you want to add? Your thoughts around the agenda?
No, I mean, I think I have the similar agenda like last week. Um, just the markets are up 1% overnight, so it'll be interesting to watch tomorrow, as you said. We probably have some good setups this week. I think we'll talk through some of those things. I think you can cover crypto, EO, and then maybe we can kind of jump in some of these things that I'm looking at and kind of go from there.
Perfect. Again, we will try to do this session under an hour. That way, it's manageable for our audience that's watching it later on as well. All right, let's start with the charts. Let me add this in. Look at this, guys. This is the daily chart of Bitcoin. And it's so funny, like when you look at the shorter term charts, we may feel the pain with the bearish moves, but when you look at the long-term chart, daily and above, you actually see they're forming a falling wedge. And when you break out of these things, they're typically to the upside. And right now, it looks like we may break out to the upside. The move already started. I was actually looking at this earlier. You kind of get, let's see if I can get this highlighter. So you get some kind of move like this. You kind of test, and then it goes. So we'll see if that happens. I don't know. It looks like tonight and tomorrow we may see. If you guys look at market cipher, the momentum wave is turning. We got a green dot. We have here VWAP is crossing the zero line to the positive. This is also a good indication. So at least we're going to get some decent move to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if we go hit like 59K. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But like, there's a decent chance of 1,000-point move or more from this point. So especially if you look at the Squeeze Pro as well, we have an ADX 29. And if you look at the histogram, this is actually firing to the upside. So normally, obviously, we want to see this histogram above the 0 line and firing to the upside that way. So this may kind of fizzle out, after a small move to the upside. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if they go up a few bars in the daily. So at least a day or two, we may get a continuation move here. Still, when you look at the chart, we're still at these support levels. Let me see if I can grab the rectangle tool. So if you guys see, I can move this down. I catch the previous size. So yeah, we got it. I mean, it's the 60K, 60K level, pretty much the daily close basis. We want to go above. Yeah, where's 60K? Yeah, somewhere around, this level, 60 to 62K. We really need to go beyond that with a strong volume to get the new all-time highs. Otherwise, we may basically do we come out of this, we go hit the resistance level, and then kind of perhaps just do a little bit more of the gyration. But anyways, my long-term bias is still on the bullish side, especially if we come out of this falling wedge. Obviously, short-term charts, we are still in this down trend in short term. We got to really see look at this. I mean, last couple of hours, we're getting really, really decent move. It looks like we're going to break out of this falling wedge, which is really good. We'll see how it reacts to this line, resistance line here. If it comes back into the falling wedge, then we go back down to test the bottom of the wedge, okay? That's still a possibility. Let's take a look at Ethereum. In general, obviously, I think Bitcoin bull run to be a longer bull run than what everybody was estimating. I think that short super cycle scenario is probably we're going to see. I don't think it's going to pan out. So I like the fact that on Ethereum on the daily chart we're maintaining this trend line. Anytime we hit this trend line, we get a decent bounce. We're gonna have to see how this is gonna play out. But like, let's say if we play out the pattern like this, so we bounce from here, you get something like this. You see the levels, right? Like this is the 2618. So this is 1618. So you're looking at a 554. I'm gonna actually put this and save it, and so we can see it's 5400. I'm looking really, really good, actually. I think people, I don't know if people who are kind of shaken out or not, but I actually like this last move to the downside that actually cleaned up the system a little bit. A lot of leverage people. I think the leverage levels are still at a high level. So let's see. I think this is 6,200. If we get a similar pattern like this, if the history repeats itself, we hit here and then we kind of bounce up. Like that would be very interesting to see. I'm gonna save this. So that's Ethereum. Obviously, if we break down, that's bearish, right, guys? So slightly bearish. Because we're in this range on a down move. But so far, the squeezes indicate to the upside. Money flow, 0 line crossing to the upside. Money flow is green. VWAP is crossing to the upside. And you get kind of like a double bottom on market cipher. Last time we got that double bottom kind of two green dots, we got this move. And before that, we got, double bottom, a trigger wave buy. We got this move, okay? So it looks really bullish. We'll have to see how it's going to pan out. What do you think, Karthik? Any reactions to these two, Bitcoin and Ethereum? Looks good.
Yeah, I mean, looks good. I was thinking it'll probably come down to like 50K or something, some round psychological numbers, but I guess on the Bitcoin, but looks like that's not really happening. Looks like the market's keeping up with the markets. Markets went down on Friday, and then I think the Bitcoin dropped as well. So it's interesting that there's no divergence on that aspect. So
Yep. No, you may still be right. Like this thing may come back into the following match. It's not out yet. We need to see a daily close above.
Okay.
But it's looking good right now. Like we're at 58K. It looks like it's going to break out of this and test this resistance line.
Yeah.
Okay. And I like what I'm seeing here between the squeezes and the momentum wave, and then we have a green money flow, right?
Yeah.
You guys know I like these better. Like we have a red money flow, but it's just coming out with VWAP coming out and the momentum wave green. These are the best setups. If you get it in I remember like this is a better buy than this because we could get this wave complete and then we get another wave to the downside where this comes down a little bit more, which may hit the 618, 50K, 51K level, then goes up, right? I still find this to be still maintaining a bullish pattern though. Unless we go down below 50K, I'm not below these levels, I don't consider it. Like we're still in a bullish pattern right now. If you guys look at it, can you guys see the symmetry on Bitcoin?
Yeah.
This is really nice, guys. Oh. I mean, I like this very much. So kind of like we got these pullbacks. I can't really see it because of the colors I picked, but you get 1, 2. This is the third one. You see all these falling wedges that broke out to the upside. That's where we're going.
Can you measure the previous drop for me, if you don't mind? Like the
drop let's see.
In September.
This one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. See the drop and see how much was the.
Okay, why is it not showing? Did I turn off the information? Why is it not showing? That's weird. So we went from here to here. That was like 12,000 points.
Oh, okay. And now the drop from 69 to 54.
Look at this. I mean, we're right there, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's about the same. Here it's bigger.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. It's kind of same.
Oh, it's actually the same.
Yeah, it's more or less the same. I mean, I'm just looking at the harmonics numbers and the price movement to the downside is pretty consistent.
Yeah, and then look at wow, we may get a massive move to the upside. It may be even starting this week.
Exactly.
This is crazy. So if we do something like this, wow.
Yeah, that'll be huge.
We get 75K.
Yeah, there you go.
Bitcoin. So I'm putting this down so we can revisit next week. It may not happen, but just in case. Let's see. We have some major resistances, right? But I mean, if history repeats itself, we're looking at a price target of 75K.
Yeah.
How long did this take, though? This took.
It's probably not
so it's 2 months. So 2 months. So end of year. Yeah, less than 2 months. So this is October. So this is September. Yeah, yeah, it's October. It's 1 month. So 1 month here. End of year, yeah. So in that scenario, guys, I mean, also, let's save this and then let's look at BTC dominance. We don't see. Oh, what was this ticker for BTC dominance? Come on. Was it not that deep? Just curious. Actually, I just want to look at some of the alts. Like how is Phantom doing, for instance?
Sure.
Oh, I got a blood diamond on daily. Yeah, I mean, if BTC starts running, some of these things will pull back a little bit first before it goes back up. And they will all catch up. Yeah, we may get a little bit of pullback. Phantom might be a good buy because it's about to give a trigger wave buy, and I wouldn't mind adding to my Phantom bag. Blood diamond on daily is indicative of perhaps a pullback a little bit at this level. I mean, this would be a perfect buy zone, but past this thing. Luna had a good move, I think. I want to add into Luna. Yeah, look at this, guys. There's squeeze is coming up. Luna might be a good. Yeah, I already had a good move. Look at these 3 bars. AVAX, I think AVAX. Oh, AVAX pulled back the median. Guys, this is a buy right here. Buy the dip. AVAX, long time ago, I predicted this, this move here. It just took a little longer. I had this on the chart, so funny.
Yeah.
I hit all my targets from that many months ago. Oh, is it? That was in September. So this pullback at the median might be a good buy. We may see it. We may see a $150 AVAX. Looks good with ADX 34 and squeeze and money flow coming up. I mean, VWAP is coming up, and yeah. Let me see on weekly. There's still probably, yeah, we may get consolidation like this here for a few weeks, especially with the VWAP on weekly. So higher time frame. So I would be careful with AVAX. Just always DCA because you may have a little bit more pullback because of the weekly. Like this type of look at guys. Like you have consolidation like this, boom, it goes up. Here it's consolidated, pulled back, but it went up, right? Actually, with the momentum wave. So we're getting I will probably get on weekly. We're going to get more pullback possibly with VWAP crossing and this momentum wave coming in. So wait for a better entry. Let me see. How's ADA? My ADA people doing? Yeah, ADA has been not very good. At a like basically buy zone, I expected it'll follow the price pattern like everybody else, but it didn't because it had all this run up, right? And then it got exhausted, and so yeah, not looking good. We are actually, so this is weekly chart, so it's probably another week before it gives a buy signal. So don't rush into ADA, but it is maybe another week before it gives. Let me see the 3-day. Yeah. So we may have a week or two. Okay, 2-day is giving possible reversal signs. Okay, daily, we have a buy signal, but I do expect this to continue to the down. We may get a consolidation here. So ADA, I would wait. I would wait for, guys, I mean, if we're down this level, wow. So yeah, what is this? 120 level. I don't know if we're going to go down that much, but weekly chart indicates the continuation of downturn. This would be my buy zone. If I'm going to be aggressive, I might just go up here a little bit closer. So 120 to 130 is buy zone. That's for ADA. Let me see. I'm a big fan of Matic. I have a big bag of this. I think this thing is going to have pretty nice. Like last time I had a buy zone here. This is the move we caught. Oh, we are going into orange dot squeeze, ADX21. So Matic is getting ready for, this is daily chart, getting ready for a decent move to the upside. But remember, let me see, where did we have last time? So we had the similar type move here. So it did have a pullback first. And we have to see this momentum wave come down and then turn around. So we may, again, it may be this turn here, it's happening, but may have, let me see the 4-hour to confirm. Yeah, it is turning. 4-hour has given the buy sign with VWAP crossing over, green money flow. Yeah, but it is in a range, somewhat in a range. We may continue a little bit more. Let me see if weekly supports the upside move. Yeah, weekly indicates we're going to be consolidating. So we'll probably be in a range a few more weeks until this momentum wave comes down and we get a trigger wave buy signal. So I would wait for pullbacks, decent pullbacks to 150s. We're at 165, so wait for pullbacks to 150s. And then DCA. But I like this 4-hour chart kind of. I have a healthy bag of this, so I definitely see an upside there. Super. This is one of my metaverse plays. I've been in this since under $1. Yeah, it looks good. Look at this W pattern, guys. If this plays out, you are looking at so looking at well, back to $2. Yeah, that's not that that exciting, but it is showing signs of recovery. You got kind of like a inverse head and shoulders in the market cipher. Green money flow, VWAP is positive, so this could go back to $2. Let me just show. Let's look at CoinMarketCap real quick. Now I'll turn it over to you. I'm doing a little bit more extensive this time because crypto market looks good right now compared to what we experienced last week. So let me. All right, let me see. So let me see. Oh, look at this guy. Solana looks really good. So just a reminder, look, Ethereum is leading the market, so it's positive. 43 back to 4,300. That's awesome. My favorites, I think Solana is a good buy zone. Avalanche is we talked about this on the chart. So my favorites so far: Solana, AVAX, Luna. They're all like DCA when they pull back. Matic, Algorand, on the NFT gaming coins, right? Anytime Axie Infinity comes down to like 120s, consider buy the dip opportunities. Phantom, $2 and below, great buy. This is the next Solana, guys, in my view. It may take a little while for us to get to the Solana levels in Phantom, but I do think that there's a big opportunity, and just given the market cap, this has a big upside opportunity. Let me see what else is on the list. Yeah, any gaming coins like Engine, Sandbox, and Decentraland on pullbacks, I would make sure to have some exposure to those. I'm a big fan of Sandbox. I think that's it for tonight on crypto. I like seeing Ethereum really pushing to the upside because it's always a good indication of what's coming. It typically leads Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin is going to have a good move, as well as after Ethereum and Bitcoin kind of moves up and settles someplace, other altcoins will have really, really good moves. So there may be some opportunities. With that, I'll turn it over to you, Karthik, for the weekly trading plan. I might share charts on indices with you as well once you look at NASDAQ and SPX, because I'm really interested in seeing the past patterns, how they compare. And then, we just came out of the holiday week. So what do you see in terms of the economic calendar? Some kind of perspectives on COVID stocks versus others. Very, very curious about your plan.
All right. Awesome. Good job on crypto as usual, E.O. Thank you. Let's share my screen here. All right. So you guys can see my weekly game plan workflow link, right? Okay. Okay, guys, welcome everybody. I guess what do I need to say, right? I mean, last week you guys saw a shortened week, and Friday what happened with one scare of COVID new variant, and people started selling, right? I mean, so that's what they want, and you saw that there was a big sell-off on Friday. But with that said, we'll take a look at the NQ going into next week and see what are the opportunities that exist. Before that, let's just look at some of the economic events for the upcoming week. I guess end of the month, November, maybe that was the sell-off we saw on Friday. Maybe the reason they took some profits on some of the big movers. So that may be it. I guess this overnight we are up almost 1% in NQ. Maybe selling is done. I don't know. We'll see how they open this tomorrow morning. But these are some of the things that I'm looking at for next week. Tomorrow, which is Monday, I guess the big guy is speaking again, Powell at 3:00 in the afternoon, and before that, I think FOMC Williams speaking. A couple of big ticket items. I mean, you'll see FOMC members speaking all over the week next week. Be cautious. I think Powell and Yellen testifying at the Senate Banking Committee on Tuesday, 10:30 Eastern. Williams speaking and Clarida speaking at 1 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday as well. On Wednesday, again, Powell and Yellen, they're testifying at the House Financial Services Committee. with all the drama. So just keep an eye on some volatility going into next week. You saw last week the VIX was up almost 50% or something. So some of the one standard deviation moves, which I'll walk you through with it, are pretty high for the next upcoming week. With that said, there's some ISM manufacturing, Beige Book 2 p.m. on Wednesday. And Thursday, looks like the OPEC guys, they had some meetings on Monday and Tuesday. Looks like they moved it to Thursday, all-day meeting, maybe because of the COVID variant news or something. So if you're trading oil, watch out for some movements on Thursday. Obviously, Bostic again, FOMC guy speaking, Yellen speaking at 9 a.m. On Thursday, and then bunch of chuckleheads around 11 to 11:30. Calls, Barkin, Bostic, Daily. They're all kind of, I don't know what they have to say, but just watch out for these guys. Obviously, on Friday, the big first Friday of every month, you all may know it's non-farm payroll week. So that's one big ticket item to watch for the upcoming week. And I mean, if you look at it, right, I mean, most of them for me is caution days when all these FOMC chuckleheads are talking. So be conservative in your entries if you're day trading, and keep a close watch on some of these events going into next week. So that said, let's look at NQ, guys. Here's my NQ typical chart that I share with you all. You see what happened. We didn't break any trends with the structure pretty intact. The double green, which is the 8-13-21 and the 34 EMA. The momentum and the trend has been pretty intact in terms of the structure and the market environment. It came right down to this 34 EMA on the high, and looks like they're bouncing today. I was looking for some kind of, like an inside day, which is, I think it's happening right now, or like a minor low pattern, which is basically taking out the low of Friday, come back and then come back up. So Monday, Tuesday, we may kind of get some opportunity to get long with the COVID variant. I think NQ has held up pretty well compared to YM, for example, which I want to show it to you guys. Look at YM, guys. Look at the trend here, right? That's broken right now. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's like, it's a sell right now. It's just one red candle and they're bouncing today. Maybe like a oversold buy zone around somewhere around the 35,000 level would be a good buy zone with a point of control in here. So I don't trade much of YM, but I like to see if the patterns exist in other indices. So NQ, I mean, even though they they hit the on the downside, there may be some potential in here YM side to the long side. But let's look at ES, which I think I do watch some numbers on ES. ES kind of right back into the 34 EMA wave. All the structures looks pretty good. You look at the market cipher here too. That's pretty solid. The VWAP line kind of just below zero, but turning up. We could kind of, I think this may be it, and maybe we kind of get back to the long side from a seasonality standpoint going into December. So I don't know. I don't know the answer. I mean, VIX kind of went up by 50% last week. With that said, the next week expected moves for ES, for example, is like 182 points, which is pretty significant compared to last week was like around 55 points. It's almost like triple, almost 3 times the expected move of last week. So that could be a big, significant event. I'm not sure if they've squeezed enough guys to the short side or they may have more to the short side. Keep a close eye on it. I do look at some spot gamma levels that I'm watching. They're all below the volatility triggers, meaning we can expect some volatility going into next week. And there's some seasonality as well into December, but who knows what's going to happen. So with NQ, look at this, right? I mean, 637 points, either to the upside or to the down. That's a big move factored in the options market. With the VIX so high, I mean, not so high, it's like 25 or something to that effect. 637 points here, YM around 1,400 points. So big, wear your big boys pants, guys, next week, and keep a close tab on some of these things going into next week. Can you take a look at NQEO and see what you think, and maybe we can jump into the sentiment after that?
Yeah, let me take a look. Let me see. I'm going to show you guys what we kind of put together on the weekly chart last time based on historical price targets. If we follow this previous symmetrical moves, I had put this pattern together, I think a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember, maybe last week, I don't remember, but this pull back to 15,900 then below, and then bounce from the median all the way to 17,000 level. We're still in that pattern. So if we do 1 to 4 candle correction on the weekly chart, we may be looking at 2 more weeks of possible sideways to down before bounce. That's kind of based on the historical behavior of NQ. Now, anytime we break this previous low, then it becomes bearish after that. But I actually think with the current money printing and expected behavior with the COVID, and we'll see how this pullback goes. But it looks like we may get 1 or 2 more weeks, Karthik, on the weekly chart. If it plays the same way. If it plays like one of these ones from here, it's a fake out, it pulls back for a week, and then we continue to the upside, then you get this nice move to the upside. When I look at daily chart, we do look like we got an X here. Last time we got an X here, we got kind of like a day or 2 kind of consolidation, and then we continue to the downside. So I'm leaning towards this kind of move where a day or 2 of perhaps the range move and then continuation to the downside. That will be in line with the weekly pullback expectation. The reason I say that is you're looking at these bigger momentum waves and market cipher getting smaller. And that's definitely a bearish coming down. And then you have the green money flow coming down, perhaps to the red money flow, and VWAP in the negative. The good thing is VWAP, it looks like VWAP is turning to the positive, but it could still make the waves like this. So we may get a day or 2 of a kind of bounce or a consolidation, and then boom, you get the down move. That may give us the buying opportunities, and then look for a potential end of year rally still,
Yeah.
I mean, if it repeats these moves, that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting kind of like this. You see how back in April we got this kind of pattern pull back, and then you got the big giant move afterwards. Same thing could happen here. I kind of look at, you get this, boom, you got this, right? The same thing, same pattern is looking like happening here. You get this, and boom. So don't be surprised you get pulled into mid 15,500s, etc., and then you go up.
No, I think that's your views are consistent with some of the sentiment stuff that I'm looking at. Let me share my screen here. So, like if you look at NQ, right, it's right in the neutral zone. So there's still like few more uh, days or a couple of weeks to kind of see if we can get to this buy zone right in here, right? So on the Nasdaq, so that could be kind of your, I think the pullback that we probably should expect if uh, if the move doesn't hold up into next week. Um, the same thing with S&P, right? Same thing with the neutral kind of zone right here on the S&P. So nothing to kind of share there. Just watch for the sentiment kind of indicators. I think the big thing that I want to point out to you guys is the crude oil. We've been sharing this last few weeks here. Look at it, right? It came into the buy zone, bounced, and then right back down here. So I think just looking at overnight, it looks like there are a couple of dollars. It's up a couple of dollars overnight. So I mean, crude is still a buy in my books right now. So I may trade XLE or OIH kind of thing, ETFs to kind of mirror some crude expectations to the upside. This is kind of a good buy zone for crude in my books. But I don't just trade based on the sentiment itself. You take a look at the chart and then play them accordingly. If there's buy signals on your charts. Same thing with gold, guys. We talked about some overbought zones. It cooled off a little bit into last week, and I think there's a little bit more downside to the gold if you're trading gold. So keep a watch on this gold sentiment and see how it plays out. And last thing is the Treasury bonds. I think everybody moved into bonds last week as a safety asset. We are close to the sell zone, right? So it's like an overbought kind of zone right here. We may get there tonight or tomorrow or next week. Maybe a potential back down if everything looks good on the COVID front and there's not much scary stuff going on in the world. So that's that on the sentiment index. I'm not sure if anybody has any questions. Feel free to type in if you have any questions on the things we've covered so far. I just want to cover a few things on sector. As usual, I do cover the sector sentiment. Let's just blow this up. All right. Here's my sector sentiment, guys, that I look at every week. It was scorched a couple of weeks back. Look at materials, right? This has been cooled off a little bit right now. So back to the neutral zone. Biotech is right in the buy zone right now. Consumer discretionary, which is your Home Depots and Amazon and Tesla. Look at it, right? I mean, scorched back to kind of close to neutral, but I think that's still, if they have to take this further down, I think we may get some sell-off in the tech sector as well as the consumer discretionary as well. Energy close to the buy zone. Financials, guys. I mean, with the bond tapering and the interest rates and all that stuff, we may get a buy signal pretty soon into next week, I think. So could be a good from a financial side. Could be good to get into some of the XLF stocks and relative outperformers in that ETF. Healthcare cooled off again, close to buy zone. Housing, I mean, still in the overbought zone, so not sure any buy signals in there. But industrials cooled off pretty much. We may get some more sell-off here for loading up. There's no real buy signals. What I want to say is there's no real buy signals I see yet from looking at the ETF sector sentiment. Same thing with the XOP and the oil. Look at retail, right? And the thing that I want to point out is the semiconductors and the XLK, which I kind of closely watch. There's still no signs of cooling off in this sectors. I mean, give me a break, right? I mean, so when do we get this huge big sell-off? I don't know. So I think kind of watch these sector sentiment and then see if any relative outperformance you want to play in this sectors, in the semiconductors or the XOK. One quick thing that I want to cover before I hand it over to E.O. for his money calendar updates is the world markets. Not sure if you guys trade any of these markets at all, but if you're watching, I do watch them pretty closely. Sometimes I do have some ETF positions. I currently don't have anything, but look at Australia, for example, is in a buy zone. Germany is in a buy zone. Some of these things that I look at, Italy is in a buy zone. We may get some more sell-off with the COVID scare in Europe, but I think we could focus on some of these countries' ETFs if you are interested to trade any of the international markets. And this is how I keep track of it and look at the relevant charts and indicators. And if this ties up with my buy signals, I kind of jump in with some positions on some of these liquid markets like Germany, Australia, or Brazil, for example. Or I mean, even Canada and China, look at it, right? I mean, Canada is almost close to the buy zone too. So keep and watch on this, and I mean, stay nimble with this new COVID variant scares. But I'm sure that definitely there's opportunities going into year-end. I think that's kind of my take for the upcoming week.
Perfect. So let's take a look at money calendar very quickly. I do want to maybe if you could take a look at let me see some of the FANG stocks as well. But let me just share my screen with the money calendar. I don't think I want to spend a lot of time on money calendar because just overall macro conditions just don't align with money calendar these days. We don't find a lot of good 100% ones. So very quickly, this is the week we're in. The last week of November, you see the Monday green, and then you kind of get the less green and yellowish. So if you look at Monday, high power meter ones, kind of like this top level above 50, you don't see any 100%. So, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, we looked at Adobe before, I think. We do have red. Yeah, I kind of stay away from, I think we should see more 100%. This is not the right one, yeah. So that's Monday. That doesn't have really good ones. Tuesday, very quick. Amazon is a 90% bearish trade. That's interesting. But the chart doesn't look good for profitability. It's very, very close to. Although the average trade makes 35. If you shorted Amazon November 30th through December 23rd, that's very interesting to me. Because of that, I was looking at the Amazon chart. It's money calendar kind of indicating negative squeezes as well on 4-hour. So I was kind of looking at pullback. It's possible that we do get a pullback to 3,300. But with COVID scare, and we'll see how the shopping numbers kind of look like for the holidays. All of those are actually positive for, I'll have a positive impact for Amazon. So it may kind of balance out at the end. It may stay in the range. Let me just continue so I complete the comments on Amazon. So even though this is a bearish money calendar setup for Amazon with high power meter. We can take a look at that. CRM is on this list 90%. Let me see. The only 100% really is LMT, and that's before a bearish move. Look at this view. Did sell LMT on November 30th and bought it back December 15th. So it's a bearish trade or bought puts. You'd be making on average 12 point. This is 12 duration. Would make $5.9, $6. Max profit $21. So the chart, the price, at least price action looks good. That's the only 100% really that matters. Let me see. Wednesday. Let's see if there's any 100% that's meaningful. Yeah, LMT. So we should look at the LMT chart definitely. I'm gonna come back to LMT. Just want to see if there's anything exciting from money calendar. Yeah, LMT 100%. So we should definitely look at LMT. You have CMG and Amazon. Amazon bearish. Interesting. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't see any 100% above 50 power meter. Again, Amazon has a 90%. This is interesting, Karthik. So, and you might have a little bit of. We'll see how this goes. I mean, let me see. Do you want to take a look at Amazon? Because that looks like a bearish setup for Amazon, but I don't know if the chart supports it, so we can take a look.
All right, so Amazon, guys, I don't have a good structure in terms of kind of the, my momentum and trend. But with that said, it's in a sideways distribution. I'm not really sure it's a distribution, but it's look at it, right? Last 6 months been a sideways between 3,700, from 3,200 to 3,700 zone. So right now, I think it's coming back right in the middle, around 3,500 right here. Looks like it's setting up to be a good trending kind of with the propulsion dots, but to pull back into the 34 EMA. Not sure I would buy right here, but I think I may kind of see, look at this impulse bar right here. So maybe we come back and test that impulse bar and see if we get some support around 3,400. I'm not sure I'm making a case for bearish on this one, but I think anywhere between 3,400 to and this volume kind of HVA zone in here as well, like 3,350, 3,400.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing as well.
Yeah, could be
pull back to 3,350 is probably a possible buying opportunity, and that's the way I'm looking at it. Is and I think it's in line with money calendar as well.
Okay.
And we're kind of we're in these squeezes, so it's going to consolidate, but while consolidating, going down.
Yeah.
Looks like to a support level of like 3,330, 3,350. That would be good, probably buy.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you on that. So I think that's my take on Amazon. I think I don't know, the market side for the money flow in here is not really kind of, I don't see much of green here, but VWAP is below 0 too, and who knows with holiday do they report holiday sales next week? I don't know.
I don't think there's any reporting next week, but I think
some channel reports.
Yeah. Can you also take a look at LMT? That was on 100% list.
I can make a case for bearish on that one, guys. If it can pull up here.
But I think LMT was a long after a pullback. I think.
Oh, was that?
Yeah, I don't think it was a bearish one.
It's interesting.
But it is like a very downtrend. It's very clear downtrend. So I'm not sure.
Right. So I mean, I'm thinking this is more of a bearish situation, but not right here. I think somewhere around the 55 exponential moving average here around 347. Look at the gap here from the earnings, guys. I mean, if they didn't fill it for last 4 or 5 days, I mean, I think there's more downside. I think for the LMT. I mean, it's not double red for me to short directly, but I think there's potential for it to come back to around 347, 350 level could be a good shorting opportunity with being about 352. So a $2 stop and short around 350. So potential to come back and retest this lows around 326 to 330 kind of zone right in here. I don't know. Was it a bullish case for?
Yeah, it was bullish case for money calendar, but I'm looking at this. It has formed a rising wedge, and it possibly gonna break to the downside this week.
Yeah.
But market cipher, on the other hand, I'm looking at daily chart. Market cipher, this thing is going into a squeeze, and money flow is coming from negative to positive, and VWAP. Like I said, I think if we pull back to like 330 level, this thing might be 330, 325 level. This might be, and at least market side perspective, setting up a potential W after that. So there'll be a W set up, and so we will have to watch out. I think money calendar might be off by a week or two, but this thing is gonna. Because I'm looking at the past behavior on the squeezes, and this thing actually had some robust moves to the upside when the squeeze is fired. So we should just watch. Yeah. What do you think about Karthik, Facebook? If you wouldn't mind taking a look at Facebook, I still have some positions on Facebook, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I added with you here on Facebook.
Yeah. On this pullback to 333, I added, but I don't know if I added too early. Looks like it may come down more.
Yeah, I think so. We may have some good support in here around 326 level, which is the 200 exponential moving average. Let me check one other chart in here. Let me pull that up too, so I can share that with you. It's my file folder. All right, Facebook. Let's see if we see anything here from a harmonic standpoint. Looks like 61% retracement. I mean, look at this higher lows, right? I mean, we've made a low here, and I think if we don't hold this trend line up here, we may come back and see the lower portion of the chart in here around 310. But who knows, right? I mean, Facebook. I mean, I do have some February 22, I guess next year call debit spreads, I should say.
I haven't January ones, so.
Okay, so I may add I don't know. I think we may have to watch pretty closely here. If this trend line holds, I mean, if the market holds 1%, we may gap up and kind of go next week. But these are some of the levels I'm watching: 337, 350, and 355. So then they have to take out this 355 if you want to see higher kind of numbers on Facebook. Is the way I see it. If this holds in here, I think it may kind of be in a consolidation zone. I mean, there's good volume support in here, E.O. I mean, look at this like volume zone, kind of HVA zone in here.
330, it needs to stay above 330 for me to stay bullish on this, I think.
Yeah, that's my point of control here as well, the orange line around 329.50, 330 level. So you're right. That zone should hold, and I think if not, I think around 325 is another zone, another level that it needs to hold on Facebook.
Yeah. All right, Karthik. I think that's it for me. Anything else you want to look at before we wrap up for tonight?
No, I mean that's it, guys. I mean, stay nimble. The news flow next week could be in and out, and with the new COVID variant announcements that can anytime can come through with White House or any news on that front from the World Health Organization that could scare the markets a little bit. And obviously, with Powell testifying and pumping liquidity into the markets, can help narrow down this move to the downside. The tech could benefit, guys, compared to industrials. So if you want to play something, play the playbook, COVID playbook that we all know. Buying, stay-at-home stocks and things like that, like Netflix or Peloton or to that effect, and try to stay nimble. I mean, I'm planning to stay nimble with just day trading. As E.O. might know, I mean, we just look at some NDX kind of plays with some of the AI charts that we look at on an intraday basis. I think we may do a session next week, maybe on some of this AI stuff. Can give you some clarity in terms of what we do on a weekly basis, I should say on an intraday basis every week as well. So help you on day trading perspective. So hang in there and feel free to post in your comments and questions. I'm not sure if we saw any questions this week, but we're happy to kind of address anything else that we see next week. Thanks for sharing your wealth of knowledge, my friend, and appreciate all you do for the group here.
Thank you, guys. Have a great week.